And Phyllis Doherty, please.
Good morning, council members. Unfortunately, this is my the latest installment of my reports to you on the effects of the closure of fire companies and ambulances in your district. Over the weekend on Saturday, I got a call from some of my members. They went on an emergency in Council Member Koretz's district at the Century City Mall. It was a choking call, person eating food, choking. Unfortunately, the nearest company was out on a call. There was a closure in that district in this year's budget, Fire Station 92's district, and because there wasn't another company available, the response came from the next district over. The ambulance came from the district beyond that, all the way west of UCLA. Took them 6 minutes to get from the station to in front of the mall and push the button. Took them another minute and a half to 2 minutes to get to the patient's side. By the time they got there, he had gone without oxygen for so long that he was in full arrest. They did everything right. They did heroic work. They dislodged the food. They got him breathing again, not conscious, but breathing as I understand it. He went a significant amount of time without oxygen to his brain because of this delay, and as you know, every second counts. And by the way, this may be one where the delay was only a minute or so, but a minute without oxygen to the brain for this gentleman. So I hope and pray, I don't know the outcome for him. I hope and pray that it's as good as it can be, but it's not as good as it would have been had that company been open. I also got a call over the weekend from the mayor's guy wanting to know if we can start talking nice and being nice about this and not so public. I am going to be public every damn day between now and the time that these companies are open, because the bodies are piling up, people are suffering, and we've had it. We want every single company reopened as quickly as possible. Your constituents are counting on it, and we are counting on you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Doherty. And before we go to the next speakers, but I please ask you to come forward, Mr. Zine.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to inform Mr. McCosker and the public that this past Friday we had a very special public safety meeting discussing this issue, and a lot of attention is being paid to the issue of deploying within the LA City Fire Department, so it's not landing on deaf ears. We are moving forward aggressively with the Public Safety Committee, with our chair, Mr. Englander, myself, and the other members to make sure that we can provide that safety and get those answers to those questions and do what we need to do. So it's not landing on deaf ears. We are with you, and we want to make sure the public that we're doing everything we can to provide that medical service, as 80% of the calls are for medical. I just want to make sure you know we're listening and we're moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zine. Mr. Zuma Dogg, Joe Jimenez, Mr. Herman.
I don't understand. Why are they starting now with trying to make sure people don't die because they wasted all the money on fire? Oh, so now we're going to start. Well, you should resign right now and step down, but I would suggest Dennis Zine should step down as his position because he's just starting now to listen after he squandered, pilfered, wasted the money. I hate to remind City Council that I spoke with Bud Overham on Friday in an exclusive interview. I said, how's the FBI investigation going, Bud? He said, it's always here. So the reason why you don't have money for fire services is, to quote the LA Times, people like Eric Garcetti, who's a phony. That's right, LA Times calls Garcetti a phony now. And so you know what? I hope Pat McCosker keeps coming here. What does it say about a city when the council can't even provide fire services and they had to lie about it? And then the mayor and everybody says, well, gee, if you could just complain about it more politely. If you could just say it in more politely and respectful. We don't want our feelings hurt. Now it's time for the Bill Rosendahl roast, because it's the 6-year anniversary of Zuma Dogg and Matt Dowd in council chambers. And Bill Rosendahl, Mr. Leader, loves Occupy LA, loves the First Amendment, loves free speech. You know, whenever I'm talking against you guys saying I'm calling the FBI, he's like, good. Call on him. Take this area. Good. Oh, one more for you, Zuma Dogg. You know, I could just hear it now, Herb Wesson. Bill, what is Zuma Dogg still doing in my chambers? Well, that's the way you want it, because I won a federal lawsuit already, and you still want me here. You want me here through October to say that the FBI is investigating Herb Wesson's district. Michael By taking bribes, going to people when they have permits up for renewal and having Michael Bai go over there and say, hey, Herb Wesson needs a donation. Herb Wesson needs a donation. That's how it works around here, people. And so for Bill Rosendahl wants to limit gadflies, I didn't get to the roast.
Thank you.
We have Zuma Dogg, Mr. Herman, and Matt Dowd.
Thank you. My name's Zuma Dogg, legendary, historic, prophetic, folk hero icon in the city of Los Angeles, for coming here and speaking about this, LA candidate for mayor. Now, this is building and safety, so I'm going to put down on record that I had an exclusive interview with building and safety head Bud Overman on Friday, and I said, Bud, how's the FBI investigation going? He said, it's always here. So I'd like to remind council, I'm asking for an aye vote on this because the FBI is investigating this very department for this very issue, lien. And I'd like to note, it just happens to be in Mr. Bill Rosenthal's district. Yeah, isn't it just great? We're trying to keep people in homes. We're trying to do everything we can to facilitate people in homes, except we got a little problem with the building and safety. See, they put erroneous liens on the homes, and this one's a lien on my property in my district. But see, sometimes they do erroneous liens, and then no matter what you do, it's impossible to get off the lien because building and safety is a corrupt FBI racket department, and it's under FBI investigation. So, in other words, I don't know what to do, but I would vote no, because with the FBI investigating me, Bill Rosenthal's district, for this lien, I'd like to say that the liens are fake, they're phony, they're fraudulent, they're not legal and legitimate, and then you can't get off, and then when you try, so what happened was my friend had an erroneous lien placed in Bill Rosenthal's district, just like this one, from the Building and Safety Department. So I said, gee, this person, it's an erroneous lien. This lien was put on the person's property with the wrong name, with the wrong owner. This is not the person who owns the property. The city said, oh, we're sorry, you're right. This was an erroneous lien. You're okay now. He said, well, can I have that faxed over in paper form? They would not do it. So once the erroneous liens pass down the line, you cannot get the city to send you the sign-off paper because it's a corrupt, RICO, racketeering, mafia, drug cartel-based city council. That's who runs it.
Here we go, Mr. Herman, Mr. Dowd, and Mr. Zuma Dogg. All three of you, just come on up.
At the same time, since I'm here, we'll talk about the rent escrow. Now, first of all, my qualifications for speaking on this topic, Zuma Dogg, historic, legendary gadfly, coming here 6 years this week. Now, what I found coming here for 6 years is a lot of these rent escrows come through, but it has now been told that the FBI is investigating not only the Building and Safety Department for taking bribes, but the LA Housing Department for this rent escrow issue. And I think it should be noted that there was bribe taking in the LAHD Housing Department under Roberto Adalpe for the Koreatown planning department to get things done in Koreatown in Herb Wesson's district. So what happens here is with the rent escrow, the city likes to pretend they want to keep people in homes, but they come up through a fraud racket because we have a mafia mob that is only here to seize properties. The city of Los Angeles has one goal: seize properties. It's like Vegas. They have one goal. You know, play the blackjack game, seize the people's money. Well, in L.A., the housing is the property to be seized. So what happens is they had to break law of which a court had to get involved. Superior Court said that the city of L.A. is in violation of the law by having the housing department cite building and safety code. So people were being illegally fined, illegally feed. Then it goes into lien, and it goes into REAP, and then the mistakes get passed down the line, and then they send out the hearing notices late. So you get the notice for the hearing. After the hearing, you lose your property, people are kicked out, and then the city wins through illegal racketeering. So I'd like to say, as candidate for mayor in the 2013 election, I'd have to say the top issue, since I've been coming here for 6 years, is that the city council is a bunch of full of S phonies because they sit here and pretend like they want to keep people in homes. But I go by what they actually do, and that is by having people take bribes and put illegal fines and fees until the FBI has to get involved. When are you going to stop it?
Thank you. Item, and I think Mr. Zuma Dogg was first, followed by Arnold Sachs, And Matt Dowd.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. My name's Zuma Dogg, LA candidate for mayor, and I care about people. Excuse me. So here's some things that I would suggest for the financial fitness for the people watching at home. First of all, you better start stacking your chips because you need to keep money on hand for when you get arrested because LAPD has been found to be doing racial profiling. So when you're pulled over because of that, you're going to need money to get out on bail. Also, you're going to need money for your own private ambulance services because the city squandered all the money and now they can't respond properly to emergencies. And like you heard, 1 minute could cost you your whole life. Also, you need money for the building and safety department for when they come to your house to pay the inspector for the bribe. And then when the rent escrow inspector gets there, you need to pay for the bribe. And then also when you have a permit up for renewal.
Mr. President, he's not talking about this item.
This is advice for the people that are participating in the fair.
Come on back to
For
the
these
item.
people watching at home,
Just get back on the item.
They need
Get to the item.
financially fit because the city is shaking them down with fees and fines and taxes
Okay.
and inspector bribes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you. Okay, you're disrupting the meeting. Now, Mr. Sachs, please come forward.